Okay, we're going to try another parabola, and I wrote some of this already up a little bit to save a little time. So let's take a look at this. So this is a parabola that's a little bit different than the first one we did because we have a y squared. So instead of it being y equals x squared, it's going to be x equals y squared. So it's going to look more like this shape form, and this is going to be the standard form. So I'm going to have y minus k squared plus h, a times y minus k squared plus h, x equals that. So you see it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be kind of flipped around from the first one we did, which was a kind of a one with a vertical axis of symmetry. This is going to have a horizontal axis of symmetry. So we're going to kind of follow the same pattern. We're just going to try to solve for x instead of y. And when we get it in the standard form, we'll be able to find the vertex and the directrix, etc. So first of all, I'm going to try to get all my x's on the same side. So I'll add 2x to both sides, and I'll subtract 2y, and I subtract 5 from both sides. So that was my first step over there. Okay? So 2x, y squared, minus 2y, minus 5. Then I'll separate these up a little bit. So I got it kind of like this. I'll cover that up so you can see. So we got 2x, y squared minus 2y. And I'm going to put the minus 5 over here. Then I want to complete the square. So what's, just like in the last example, what's the first parabola we did? Oh, what's half of 2? 1. What's 1 squared? 1. So I'm going to add 1. There's nothing in front. So in this case, it's a little bit easier. So I'm just going to subtract 1. And that's like adding 0. So we're in good shape there. Okay? And this is going to be negative 6. And this is going to be y minus 1 squared. And now I'm ready to take care of the 2. So I'll either divide everything by 2 or multiply by 1/2. So if I multiply everything by 1/2, that's going to be 1/2 times this and 1/2 of 6, or 6 divided by 2. I guess I can multiply that by. So I'll divide everything by 2. And then I got just x on the left, and then I've got 1/2 y minus 1 squared, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So now I've got it in my standard form. And I can see that my vertex, that's at the point now remember, it's going to follow the same pattern. It's going to be the same sign, opposite sign, so it's going to be negative 3. And my y will be opposite sign 1. So it's a little tricky there. You have to watch that as we flip these around. Okay? Because we follow the same pattern, same opposite sign, same sign, except this is with the y now. And that's with the x. Because it's flipped around. So we have to be careful there. Okay? So now we can get a table of values. So my shape equation is x equals 1/2 y squared. So I can put some values in here. Make a little table of values so I can get some good values for my. I could try 0, but I'm going to put values in for y first. So when y is 0, I get 0. When y is plus or minus 1, I get 1/2. When y is plus or minus 2, I get 4. 1/2 of 4 is 2. Oops, sorry about that. Well, so when y is plus or minus 1, either one of those squared is 1. 1/2 of 1 is 1. Plus or minus 2. Squared is 4. 1/2 of 4 is 2. And I can try one more, plus or minus 4. 4 squared is 16. Half of 16 is 8. Okay, so that should give me enough points. I could try 3. It's not an even one. I get plus, if I try plus or minus 3, 3 squared is 9, half of 9 is 4.5, so I could do that also. Usually, if I don't have enough points on my graph. Okay, so let's take a look and let's try to graph this one. Got my table of values over here. I don't know if you can see these. Let's move this over here so you can see my values over here. There they are. You can barely see them. So I'll put my points in. First of all, my vertex was at -3, 1. And then these are my values. So I should put them on another page. Yeah, I'll put them over here. This will work. Let's do it like this. There you go. So now when x, this is my x move, so my x move is 0, 0. Then I'm going to go 1/2. X is 1/2, and I'm going to go plus or minus 1. So up 1, down 1. And then when x is 2, I'm going to go 2 over. It's positive 2, 1, 2. I'm going to go up or minus, plus or minus 2. Up 2, down 2. And I could try the 3 when x is 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. I'm going to go up and down 3. Okay, so that was a 3, or 4.5. And when x is 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm going to go plus or minus 4. So you see, you got lots of points there, okay? So again, this is the x move, and this is the y move. So this x move was a little tricky. It was 4.5, 1, 2, 3, 4.5, and I go up and down 3. So there's your parabola. Got quite a few points there. You don't need all those points, but that'll give you a good idea for the shape. Make sure it's a smooth curve. That's why I use a pencil, so you can kind of round things up if you make it too pointed. Okay, so there's your parabola. Now in order to find the directrix we're going to use on the focus, we use our good old 1 over 4a. In this case, a was 1/2. So 1 over 4 times 1/2. That's going to be 4 times 1/2 is 2. So that's just going to be 1/2. Okay. So my focus will be inside. It's going to be on the axis of symmetries. I should get the axis of symmetry. So that's going to be a line that goes right through the vertex. And splits the parabola right in half. So this is your axis of symmetry, which is it's a horizontal line, so it's going to be y equals 1. That's your axis of symmetry. That's going to be y equals 1. It's a line. Okay? And then the focus is going to be right on that axis of symmetry, but only going inside the parabola by this distance of 1/2. So here's your focus right here. And then the directrix is on the other side. Same distance, 1/2. It's going to be that line. Goes right through like this. and this is going to be the line x equals minus, looks like 3.5, huh? I didn't draw it really good. I should draw it in the middle. Excuse me. Should have used a pencil to make sure I get it right. More like that, pardon me. Should be more like 1/2 there, okay? Like that line there. And x equals minus 3.5. It's a vertical line, so that's x value. And then the focus, so that would be the directrix. Is x equals minus 3.5, and the focus is a point. That's going to be this point here, so it's also going to have the same y value. Well, it's going to have a y value of 1 as the vertex, and it's going to be, the coordinate will be 1, 2.5 minus 2.5 x, y is 1. And your vertex, you can see your vertex over here. The vertex is this point over here, -3, 1. So you can see the focus is lined up with the vertex. It has the same y coordinate, but it's just inside. So there's your focus, vertex, directrix, and axis of symmetry. Okay, which is everything we would ask on that. Okay, so hope that makes sense. Sorry about those double lines there. That should be that inside line. Okay.